During lockdown, my life became constrictingly convenient. I enjoyed this lifestyle, but it definitely couldn't continue. I couldn't waste my life sitting in front of a computer. But what could change? Last year I tried firewalking and that was fun. So if I've conquered fire, I could definitely conquer the air. I've got an idea. And with that click, I was one step further away from being a hermit. But first I had to rest. I don't really know if we're going to be doing our skydive because we got a text at roughly 5 a.m. saying, hey, we know that we said the weather was going to be good today. That's kind of changed because this is England. So you can come on down, do your jump training. But apart from that, we have no idea if you're going to be jumping or not today. Getting woken up at 5 a.m. to a message telling you your skydive has been cancelled kind of ruins the vibe of the day. The world-renowned British cloud had consumed the sky, but me and Sam were still determined to do our skydive training, because once we'd done that, we could jump as soon as the weather cleared up. Salisbury was our destination, and that's where we were dropping. You may have heard of this little medieval city with prehistoric artifacts, chemical weapons terror site, and a cathedral so stunning that it is considered, and I quote,
famous, not just in Europe, but in the whole world. It's famous for its 123-meter spire. It's famous for its clock. The first of its kind ever created in the world, which is still working. What can I say? Us Russians love clock.
I like long, big cocks.
I tried getting some of my own footage of the cathedral, but I just couldn't get the right shots.
Of all places, why do I keep perfectly missing it?
And for those who don't really care about the cathedral, on the way there you're going to see sights like this.
Come see the world's ugliest hill in Salisbury. You'll love it. So we are now in Salisbury. It's called Salisbury, right? Not Sainsbury. Salisbury. Salisbury. We've just passed the cathedral as well. So what? We're now 6 minutes away from the skydiving test center. I'm starving. Like, I haven't eaten yet. Have you eaten?
Yeah, I had toast.
You had toast. I haven't had anything yet. They have a cafe there, so I'm gonna have a full English breakfast if I get the opportunity and then skydive. I hope they do, because I need to eat soon.
Feeling very hungry, we both pulled into the parking lot only to find out it was packed full of people despite the weather. And for those vain individuals like myself, just around the corner there's a jet you could take a picture with for the gram. It kind of felt like an illegal Easter egg on site because no one around us was taking pictures with it and no one really knew about it. Alright, so we've got to sign in now. It's proper busy here as well. I didn't anticipate it being this busy. With all our T's crossed and our I's dotted, it was time to sit down and get some grub. I haven't eaten in a long time. I haven't eaten this morning, so I think what the time is now, 20 past 9. And I'm absolutely starving and I've made a fool of myself already at the counter ordering food. You know when you get hungry and you sort of disassociate? I did that live in front of three pretty women. And it showed. Anyway, I'm gonna tuck it. And here's what I ordered. Americano, sausage, bacon.
Yeah, so we're checking in. We're both going as a team, please. Oh, what team name will you pick? I didn't even know you could pick a team name. Like, that wasn't even an option on the website. So as I'm leaning over, I look at Sam. Okay, well, what do we do? Like, Team Wildcat or something? Like a really generic thing? Sam looks at the woman down the eyes. Kellawave. I'm there just dying in the corner like, oh no, please, don't make this a reality more than it needs to be.
Under the banner of Kellawave, Sam and I would now both be jumping from the same plane. However, there was one small incident. The clerk behind the counter then got confused if we were a couple or not. Me and Sam tried to explain that we weren't a couple, which made it seem like we were a couple.
Yeah, she was insinuating that we were a gay couple. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel homophobic for even saying that now. It feels like a very homophobic story. I don't care. But it was just kind of like, I guess we give off those vibes when we're together.
I mean, I'm not gay, but this sort of stuff happens often enough, I might as well be. Anyway, our bellies were full, and it was time to wait for the skydive. Now I'm in that sort of limbo state where I've got to wait for my coffee to cool down, but I really want it.
Wait outside, yeah.
Oh,
It's cold though.
I mean... This thing. Yeah, we'll be on that. Hopefully, if the sky clears up a little bit. But you know how UK weather is. There's like no way of knowing if we're actually going to jump today, right?
Yeah, it might be tomorrow.
Like, I'm
I'm still pretty hopeful that we could still jump today because we're going to be here for, what, like 7 more hours?
No, people are getting on now.
Well, they're actually the migrants that have just come from a different country. Yeah. They're not from around here.
Ukrainians.
Yeah, these are the Ukrainians.
Skydivers, this is the last call for the next induction. If you haven't gone through the induction,
It's not me.
Miraculously, the weather started to clear up and we saw the first group of skydivers fly up into the sky, cruise on down, and then the clouds swarmed the skies again, and our skydive was postponed once more.
Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Or maybe in like 4 months' time, who knows?
45 minutes later.
Good morning, skydivers. Can we please have the following people over to the right margin of the rainbow, getting up for your jump? That's George Kellawave.
That's me. It's me.
Wrong fifth gear.
It's time. All right, me and Sam have been called to get suited and booted up. We got to go to the toilet first, put all our gizmos and stuff back in the car, take off the necklace, and then we'll be standing in the cold for probably 4 more hours.
But in a jumpsuit this time.
In a jumpsuit, so a little bit more warmth.
And flammable.
And flammable. So this is the end of probably a lot of recording for a while.
It was now time to get dressed up in our little cute onesies and get strapped into the BDSM training machine. Training was brief and only really took about 15 to 25 minutes, which is kind of concerning seeing as we are jumping from a plane, but all we were really taught was to not touch a single thing as it would end up killing us if we did. Leave everything to the trainers, and when you're coming into land, lift your legs up or they're gonna break. We were now fully trained to not touch anything and ready to wait by the plane. As we were about to board the plane, I completely forgot that I had paid for the premium package to get an interview done before my jump. I was snatched away from Sam and pulled over to the interview area, which I was totally not prepared for as this dude pulled down 2 cameras in front of me and just started interviewing me. So please, cut me some slack if I seem a little bit unprepared.
Good morning, George. Welcome
Hey.
to Go Skydive.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I am proper nervous now. I didn't think I was. Like earlier on, I was fine, but now I'm closer to it. It's a bit nerve-wracking,
It's
isn't
starting
it?
to kick in now, is it?
Yeah, I don't know which camera to look at now. Which one? I don't know. What do people say in this situation? Do they just start praying? Is that it?
I mean,
No. It's all on me now, isn't it? Yeah, so... Oh, it's really setting in now. Was this a mistake? I don't know.
so why are you doing this today?
Why am I doing it? It was sort of... Well, first of all, I beat my mum doing it. My mum was 28 when she did it, so I'm 22. I'm gonna beat her to it.
Brilliant.
Right? Booked it last year when I was in a Weatherspoons, because there's no other place to like book a sort of like extreme sport like this than when you're drunk. Of
course.
Weatherspoons. Flash forward after COVID and all that fun stuff. Here I am. Weather's just clearing up, so yeah, that's how I ended up here. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And how high are you going up today?
Oh, flying up to 15,000 feet, 60-second free fall, 120 miles an hour, and then what, like a 5-minute gliding cruise down.
Yeah, you got all the facts down. So
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at that screen so many days, like counting down, because it's got the timer. I'm just like, oh, is it happening today? Because, like, what was it, this morning at 5 a.m., I got a text message saying, might not happen today. And I thought, oh no, that's not what I want. But
yeah, but it's starting to clear up now, so yeah.
yeah, we had a little bit of sun, and it's warmish now, but I don't know if that's just my body heat from nuts.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit chillier up there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
probably the last thing on your mind anyway.
Yeah, it is, yeah. there's a lot of things I'm not thinking about at the moment other than just like, shit. But yeah.
Brilliant. Well, George, enjoy the skydive. You're going to have great fun up there.
Yeah.
Thanks for choosing us to go skydive.
Cheers, bye.
See you when you're down.
Welcome back to planet Earth, buddy. How was it?
Okay, alright. I was not expecting it to be that scary. Once you're up there, wow, I saw my mate Sam jump out, and I was like, okay, I'm next. Instantly start falling. I'm like, okay, wow, this is something else. It's almost like VR, but real. And going down, I was like, oh god, am I gonna be sick? And I'm doing the spins and everything else, but I'll tell you what, I'm so glad I'm back down here, because that was an experience I'm not gonna forget anytime soon.
Right, you smashed it, buddy.
Oh, brilliant, thank you.
You can do it again?
You know what? I reckon at some point in my life I'm going to do that again.
Yeah,
definitely.
Same time next week.
If I had a bit more money, maybe.
Who would you nominate to come jump with you next time then?
Oh mate, who would I nominate? You know what, I'm going to nominate my sister Millie.
Millie, you've been nominated.
I'm nominating you now.
No backing out.
Yeah, no backing out, you've been called out.
George, you were awesome, buddy. Thanks for jumping with us here. Look forward to seeing you again.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hello. Well, I didn't want to end the video just suddenly after the interview, so I thought I'm going to add a little bit of real life mode or whatever this part is. I wanted to talk about how doing the skydive affected my life after. First of all, I think it was one of the most fun things I've ever done, if not one of the most exhilarating things I have personally experienced. The sort of end interview didn't really do it justice, but how I feel about it now, looking back at it, it's still something I think every single person should at least get the opportunity to try, because it is just so out of this fucking world to do it. Say out of this world, it is still in this world, just higher up in the sky. But I wanted to explain, like, here are a few things that have changed my life since doing it, because skydive sort of acted as a catalyst for me going outside of my comfort zone a little bit more and not staying inside as much as I used to, because I used to stay inside a lot, which has now changed. So a few things I have done since skydiving: public speaking, a teeny bit of volunteering. I've now started golf, if that is a sport. I don't know if that can be counted as a sport, but I've started that as well. I fucking love that sport. I've been hitting the gym harder as well, and outside a little bit more. I don't know if you can see from this golden tan that I'm no longer a little internet dweller as much as I used to be. Plus, I've decided I'm going to Scotland for a little bit, and I'm going to Bulgaria for a little bit for holidays. So no more Mr. sour cream skin, because I'm going to go outside a little bit more now that I found that going outside is way more fun than staying inside. Anyway, I'm going to call it there. I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't really know what it was either, but I fucking loved to make it, and I hope you really enjoyed it, so goodbye.